welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone's doing well out there. I'm bringing you this review for John Carpenter's 1978 classic Halloween from my front porch. You see the clowns behind me. I put those out every night as part of our Halloween decorations, but when the night's over, I bring them, put them on the porch so they don't get wet or anything happens to them. So yeah, they're behind me, so I know my porch looks a little junked up, but it's still kind of a cool background. And we're talking about 1978 Halloween. I got my 4K from Scream Factory on Friday. I went over to my buddy Dale A. from the Bat and Spider podcast house last night. We sat down and watched this film and Halloween 2018 in 4K. So if you get a chance, check out Bat and Spider podcast with my buddy Dale and his friend Chuck. Those guys are awesome. They do a horror film review a week, and they do a Tales from the Crypt episode every week. So check those guys out wherever you get your podcasts, please. And tell them I sent you and say hi to those guys and give them some love. Those guys are great. Now, on to John Carpenter's 1978 classic Halloween. I am doing this one today. I'm going to have a review out for 2018's Halloween, and I'm going to do an out-of-the-theater reaction video for Halloween Kills. I'm going Thursday night with my buddy Dale A. from the Bat and Spider podcast, 7:30 showing at a Regal Cinema, and I can't wait to see the new film and buy Carpenter's score on Friday. So yes, John Carpenter's 1978 classic. What else can be said? Can I add anything to this conversation? I'm just going to give you my thoughts. This film's been part of horror legacy since '78. It's a classic. A lot of people love this film and this franchise, including myself. And John Carpenter's my favorite horror filmmaker. Now, Carpenter was coming off of Assault on Precinct 13 when Erwin Yablans approached him about directing this movie called The Babysitter Murders, which was the original title. And that's all they really had, and they wanted it to take place on Halloween night, which had never been done. Obviously, they renamed the title to Halloween because it had never been used before, and it just seems like a no-brainer, really. So John Carpenter and Deborah Hill went off and wrote the script. They had a $330,000 budget. They brought in Donald Pleasence, which was the biggest name in the cast, honestly. Although it has a great cast. Jamie Lee Curtis in one of her first film roles. You got P.J. Souls in there. You got Charles Cyphers as Sheriff Brackett. You got Nick Castle playing The Shape, who, you know, that's what Michael Myers was called in the original. It wasn't Michael Myers yet. And from the beginning, steady cam shot of the house going around, going in, of young Michael getting the knife, going upstairs and killing his sister. A fabulous opening shot pulled off by Dean Cunny and John Carpenter. Love that opening. And then we fast forward to 1978, Halloween, where Michael Myers escapes from the insane asylum. And we learn about Michael through Dr. Loomis, who is basically Ahab in this movie. And Michael goes back to Haddonfield, and he starts stalking Laurie Strode and her friends. And as we all know, her friends meet their demise, and Laurie has to fight for the kids that she's babysitting and herself. And then Dr. Loomis comes in at the end and shoots Michael. He falls off the balcony, and at the end we get to those great shots, and we can hear Michael breathing in the background. But all the places we've been, and he's nowhere to be found. The Shape is gone, and true evil was born. Now, this kicked off the slasher film craze in the 80s, for sure. Now, we can't overlook Bob Clark's great classic film, Black Christmas. But that film was not a hit, sadly, although I absolutely love that film and adore that film. But Carpenter's film is what birthed the slasher boom in the 80s. Everybody realized there's this $330,000 budgeted film that made almost $60 million, which for a long time was the most successful independent movie of all time until the Blair Witch Project. That's why they started giving money to like Friday the 13th, to Terror Train. You had The Burning, which I love. The Burning, Happy Birthday to Me, all those, My Bloody Valentine, Prom Night, all those movies are because of John Carpenter's original Halloween. Michael Myers, or The Shape as he's called in the first one mostly, is fantastic. And Donald Pleasence, Michael Myers is a fantastic serial killer. He doesn't say anything, it's just that white mask, which is creepy as hell. And the way Dean Cundy and John Carpenter decided to shoot it, and the way he framed Michael Myers, it's like he can be anywhere. He is definitely the essence of evil, as Jamie Lee Curtis says in the trailer for the new film. And I love the backstory that Loomis gives about this, this boy that he tried to help, and he didn't say anything, waiting patiently for this night. And then he decides to escape and wreak havoc on the poor folks of Haddonfield, Illinois. And even though I shot this in Pasadena, Carpenter's a nice job making it seem like it's a small little town with this small little police department. I've always loved this film. Ever since I saw it when I was 6 years old, scared the crap out of me. I couldn't sleep for a week. And I saw it on network TV. Not that this film is gory, because it's not. Compared to the movies that came after this, I mean, Friday the 13th is way gorier. The Burning's even more gorier, so on and so forth. I mean, honestly, there's hardly any blood in this film. Very little blood. They didn't really have the money, and Carpenter didn't want to have a gore fest anyway. So there's very little blood in this film. The violence is pretty tame by today's standards, but it still holds up. Watching it in 4K, to talk about the 4K for a moment, watching it, the transfer is absolutely gorgeous. I noticed things. I've seen this movie probably 50, 60 times in my life. I noticed things because the transfer is so clear that I've never noticed before. So did Dale. Dale pointed out things to me, and I pointed out things to him, and I'm like, wow, I've seen this many times on high def and Blu-ray, DVD, VHS, and I've never noticed some of the things I saw in this 4K transfer. It was great. So Scream Factory did a fantastic job, as they always do. And I definitely loved the transfer and the sound mix. The Dolby Atmos sound mix was pretty damn good too. Overall, to me, this is a great horror film, not just a great slasher film. And Jamie Lee Curtis became the Scream Queen. I mean, she is the Scream Queen for all time because she did so many horror films. I mean, after this, she did Halloween 2, she did The Fog, she did Prom Night, Terror Train. I mean, she did a lot of horror films in the early 80s, and then she came back to the franchise in 96 for Halloween H2O, and now we know she's back for 2018, and now Halloween Kills, and presumably Halloween Ends. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see how the movie, well, I can't wait to see Kills on Thursday. But overall, again, Carpenter does a great job with the directing. He made this $330,000 film look like a big movie, and he shot it in widescreen, which is something he really wanted to do. And they used the Steadicam a lot in this film, obviously. And Dean Cundy's lighting, it's just a beautiful film. It's very well made for how low budget it was. I would give Halloween a 9.75 out of 10. I absolutely love Halloween. I always have. And I can't wait to see Halloween Kills on Thursday. What are your thoughts on Halloween? Leave a comment down below. Let me know. Are you excited about Halloween Kills? Let me know down below. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, share this video. I greatly would appreciate that. I'll be back in a few days with a review for Halloween 2018. And I will be back on Thursday with an out of the theater react, or Friday I'll drop that, an out of the theater reaction for Halloween Kills, which I can't wait for. Until then, I hope you're all doing well out there, and bye.